What's good, fight fans? It's D, and welcome back to the Standing 8 Cup Fighting Channel. Where do I begin? Jeff Horn defeated Manny Pacquiao via Unanimous Decision. I believe the scorecards were 115, 114 on two judges, and the last scorecard was 117, 111. The 117, 111 I find hard to believe because I think that means that Jeff Horn won 9 rounds to Manny Pacquiao's 3. That score seems a little bit too far-fetched. Throughout the fight, Jeff Horn was pretty aggressive. He did use his size and did, in fact, throw caution to the wind when going at Manny Pacquiao. He backed him up a lot. From the fight I watched, they were both pretty sloppy. I mean, it wasn't as if Manny Pacquiao put on a masterclass boxing performance and was countering Jeff Horn effectively, making him look bad, making him miss. If anything, the reason why Jeff Horn missed a lot of punches is just because he was just ultra aggressive. He was throwing a lot of punches. He was landing a good amount of punches as well. Manny Pacquiao, he was effective at times, but it wasn't a fight where you could say, wow, Manny Pacquiao, he really did a great job. In fact, to me, he didn't look all that great at all. By the eye test, if you exclude round 9, it looked like Jeff Horn was doing most of the work. And the CompuBox numbers, I believe they stated that Jeff Horn landed only 15% of his punches to Manny's 32%, and that in terms of just punches landed in general, Manny Pacquiao landed 182 to Jeff Horn's 92. I don't know about that. CompuBox, I believe, in some cases isn't as accurate as people think. I just find it hard to believe that in that fight that Manny Pacquiao landed double the amount of punches Jeff Horn landed, because again, they both seemed pretty sloppy, and it wasn't like Manny Pacquiao was countering that effectively throughout the fight. It just, again, the numbers, I just cannot believe those numbers. Yes, Jeff threw a lot of punches and he missed a lot, but for me to believe that he was outlanded by more than half, it just seems kind of odd to me, because throughout the fight, again, Jeff Horn was landing some pretty decent shots. His jab was landing. He was doing pretty well on the inside. Because at times, whenever Jeff Horn would kind of come in, granted he did come in head first, which is what caused the 2 cuts on Manny's head. It wasn't like Manny was doing anything to stop that. Whenever Jeff rushed in, Pacquiao would go into high guard and just trying to block the punches. He didn't really move out of the way too much. Again, when he had enough space, he would dart from side to side and, kind of get away from any potential clinch situation. But throughout the fight, Jeff Horn was, he was effective yet ineffective. Again, when it comes to score criteria, it has to be effective aggression. But again, in a lot of cases where, you see a fight, you can get kind of thrown off by the fact that, one fighter isn't doing much, in my opinion, where the other one is. Jeff, he was game. He was really game, actually. He did what most people didn't expect him to do, and that was be as aggressive and really bring the fight to Manny. Manny, he just didn't look like a guy who, in my opinion, wanted to be there. At the end of the fight, after the scorecards were read, most people, of course, in Australia, they were cheering and excited because their hometown fighter just had the biggest win of his career and just won the WBO welterweight title. Again, Manny, he seemed pretty okay in the sense that he wasn't outraged by the decision. He did at the end of the fight mention that he might have been a little sick, which I don't know whether it was true or not, but it kind of comes off to me as an excuse to why he didn't perform as well as maybe he thought he should have. When it came to social media, I was on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and the majority of people who watched the fight thought the fight was a robbery, and they were irate, from celebrities to friends that I know to just random people I saw making comments. They thought it was a super robbery, probably the biggest robbery they've ever seen. I mean, to be totally honest, I'm not too disgusted with the decision. I didn't score the fight round by round. I'll probably do it in the future when I watch the fight again and really pay attention to scoring it as opposed to just enjoying the fight as a whole. But I mean, I'm not that outraged by the outcome of the decision. Well, the outcome, I mean, in terms of effective punches, harder punches, Manny Pacquiao, I think, did take the fight in that aspect. Granted, a lot of the numbers can be inflated based on how dominant he was in that 9th round, because even after the 9th round, when you hit into round 10, 11, and 12, he was clearly less effective, and he let Jeff Horn get back into the fight. I'm not going to say Jeff Horn won those championship rounds, but he did come back and fight ferociously as if the fight just began, and Manny didn't really do anything to solidify those rounds or even take advantage of the fact that he had Jeff Horn hurt in the previous round. So at the end of the day, when you look at the fight as a whole, Manny didn't seem that great. Jeff Horn came to fight. He brought the fight to Manny. And Manny didn't take advantage of the 9th round when he had him severely hurt. I mean, that's a recipe for disaster, on top of the fact that he was in Australia. I believe they said that the judges were not Australian. I think 2 were American and 1 was an Argentinian judge. I've been hearing different conspiracy theories saying that Bob Arum, potentially, not necessarily Bob Arum, but people were, it was a conspiracy to have Manny Pacquiao lose, just to, I guess, maybe to have a potential fight between Terrence Crawford and Jeff Horn in the future, since it seemed as if Manny's team was too reluctant to give Terrence Crawford a chance at a fight. So we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, they were talking about a rematch. I mean, the fight was exciting in the sense that Jeff Horn came aggressively at Manny, but it wasn't exciting in terms of just the overall fight, in terms of effective aggression and punches landed, and it wasn't too much drama really. Jeff Horn did catch, I think, Manny Pacquiao in round 6 with a clean shot, and it made Pacquiao stumble briefly, but I don't think he was as hurt as people or sometimes or screaming about. To me, it's similar to the punch that Manny Pacquiao landed on Mayweather in round 4 of their fight, when people were saying, "Oh, Manny hurt Mayweather." I mean, was he really hurt? I mean, he got caught with a pretty good punch. It wasn't that great of a punch, and Mayweather did stumble back a little bit, but it wasn't like he was hurt. It was more like he just was off balance, in my opinion. Manny Pacquiao rushed in, threw a barrage of punches that Mayweather blocked that were ineffective, and Manny realized he wasn't really doing much damage at all, so he stopped. In this case, Jeff Horn landed a pretty clean punch. Manny stumbled a little bit. Jeff Horn rushed him, but didn't do anything effective in terms of offense. He just rushed him and pushed Manny into the ropes, and he tried to get some inside punches in, but they weren't really effective to the point where I thought Manny was in any danger. But again, Manny's 38 years old. To me, he's showing his age a little bit. This is a guy that, people thought he would run through it within a few rounds. In my pre-fight analysis, I stated that this fight would go to a unanimous decision, but I thought it would go to Manny. So again, they're talking about a rematch. I'm not really too excited about a rematch. They need to move on. Manny, I don't know if he should fight anymore. He just doesn't seem like the same guy. Jeff Horn, I don't know, he needs to get out of Australia and maybe try to unify titles with other champions in the division. But if they're gonna make the rematch, I'm pretty sure Manny's gonna win it. I'm not sure if he's gonna win it based on fighting any differently, or he's gonna win it just based on the fact that the judges are gonna maybe have a mentality that, okay, well, he got robbed the first fight, he needs to get a victory this fight, even if it may be even a closer fight than the first one. So we'll see what happens. That's my post-fight analysis. Let me know what you think. Was it a robbery? Was it a complete robbery? Did you feel that Jeff Horn deserved the victory? Do you think that his aggression, whether it was effective or not, was able to help him steal rounds? Again, this is D. This is Standing 8 Cup Fighting Channel. You guys have a great weekend.